And on the luge, you're going 80, 90, 95 miles an hour on some of the tracks. And so that's fast, okay, when you're laying on your back, 2 inches from the ice. And so I used to focus on the speed, and as the speed increased, I would get more and more tense. And if you're tense, you can't react. And if you don't react right, you crash. I had retired, actually, from after the Salt Lake City Olympics. And 2 years ago, I started up again. And Don said, "Hey, let me help you out, because I've got some techniques that I can help you overcome that fear." And we spent a couple hours. I think we spent a couple hours twice. And he ran me through these exercises designed to desensitize myself, to make it feel where the speed wasn't as scary. I had just come back from training in Lillehammer, Norway, and the track over there has this place on curve 12 and 13. When you're coming off of 12 and coming into 13, it looks like you're going to crash. And I would tense up and start skidding in between those, even though I had a good line coming in. And the coaches would say, "Ruben, why'd you do that? You look good on 12. Why'd you do that? You messed up just by tensing up." And then we saw it on video, and I realized, yeah, I'm doing it. But even though I'd seen it on video, I still had that fear. When you approach that curve at 90 miles an hour, I just got into a skid. So we started running through some exercises with Don. And Don said, "What do you say to yourself? What do you think to yourself, right, when you're hitting that point?" And I thought, "Here it comes." And he went nuts. He goes, "Here it comes? Are you kidding me, man? You're being totally reactive, right? Here it comes. You need to say, here I come, right? You're going to stick it to the track, not the other way around." And so I started saying, "Here I come, here I come, here I come." Before the races, before the training runs, "Here I come, here I come." I wrote it on my bookmarks, "Here I come," and a picture of me on the luge. I put it in my car, "Here I come, here I come." I put a little picture that said, "Here I come," on the front of the sled. So at the beginning of every run, including at the Olympics, it's on my sled. When you're sitting there preparing yourself mentally at the start, waiting for your turn to go, I've got my head down, I see, "Here I come," right? And so that's my mantra. And now that allows me to, take control. I'm proactive now. And that helps you, not just in the luge, it helps you in everything. Well, in Vancouver, in my first run, I was just skidding the whole way. I get to the bottom, one of the U.S. coaches said, "Man, what's wrong with your sled? I mean, I saw you on the screen. You were totally out of control." And I said, "I don't know." We checked the steels. They were nice and sharp, which gives you good traction, so that wasn't it. Went back to the top, and everybody looked at me like, "Man, what happened to you?" And so then I get home, and I'm totally, I'm so ticked off, right? I mean, I just blew the whole race. And Don calls me up, and he goes, "What happened? What went through your mind?" Right? He always takes it back to, what were you thinking when all this happened? And I said, "I don't know." He goes, "Well, hang on, just take it one step at a time, because there's always a point where something happens and throws things off." He didn't just tell me. He ran me through an exercise where I was able to figure that on my own. And I was totally relaxed. It was a different mental state, right? And I sat down, and boom, and I had 2 really good runs. Completely different. Same track, same sled, just different mindset, different mental state that I was able to achieve because of 5 minutes on the phone with Don. I mean, really, he knows his stuff. He really does. I took him to the Olympics with me. I mean, come on. He was like he was my secret weapon.